Welcome everybody to the MSU Extension Veterans Outreach Team COVID-19 update. My name is Dr. Adam Ingrao. I'm the Veterans Liaison for MSU Extension, and I'm joined here with two of my colleagues serving veterans across the state of Michigan. Kai Gritter, who is our SNAP Outreach Coordinator and covering Eastern Michigan, and Steve Whittington, who is our Veterans Program Instructor covering West Michigan. I cover Northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula for our veterans resources. Now, we have all of our contact information here on the screen, so always feel free to contact us if you need anything during this time as a veteran looking for services or resources. In addition, we wanted to let you know that although all MSU Extension offices are closed across the state, we still are doing programming. So we are still working very diligently, and a lot of our programming has moved online. So you'll see below here, we have a link, msue.msu.edu. It's a great place to stay up to date on what's going on and programs that you can utilize while you're participating in the stay-at-home order. And I'm going to pass it over to Kai for our Michigan update on what's going on.
As Michiganders, we recommend that you stay at home, be a good neighbor, practice social distancing. The recommendation is 6 feet apart. Wash your hands, 20 seconds. I've heard the happy birthday song twice over, gets that 20 seconds in. And please follow your advice from reputable CDC sources. All right, that's it from me.
Good morning, everybody. Steve, West Michigan Veteran Program Instructor, and I'm going to talk to you today about the VA and how operations have been impacted. So the general recommendation if you're preparing to visit the VA for an appointment or you feel that you've become sick is to call before visiting, and they're going to conduct a verbal over the phone screener. There's another different way to do this. You can also visit My Healthy Vet and send secure messages to your provider at the VA, and you can also do the VA telehealth without having to come in to the facility at all. If the provider wants you to come in and you have to visit the healthcare facility, you're going to be asked screening questions, usually in the parking lot or during in the drop-off. And they're doing this to ensure the health and safety of all the individuals at the VA who receive healthcare from there. It's important to note that you should leave enough time for screening if you plan on going to the VA for care. And if you have an appointment, plan to leave earlier to allow time for the screenings to take place. We're going to include a link here that's the publichealth.va.gov/coronavirus on common sense tips for spreading the disease and any information relating to the VA and COVID-19. Lastly, what has changed with VA funeral honors at cemeteries, committal services and the rendering of military funeral honors will discontinue until further notice. However, family members can still witness burial groups in groups of less than 10, and they ask that you still abide by the social distancing standards that have been put out. That is all for the VA updates. We're going to go ahead and talk about food access, starting with Adam with Northern Michigan.
Thanks for those updates, Steve and Kai. So one of the things that we're very conscious of is that food access during this time is really important for a lot of our veterans and their families. And we want to just give you some resources so that you can look and see where you can get food at this time if you are in need. So for Northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula, there's a couple resources to know about, and we have those links down below. The first one's going to be for West Northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. So by West Northern Michigan, I mean west of I-75. If you're looking for food in those areas, the Feeding West Michigan organization, their website's below, is going to be the organization that you're going to look at. They have a full listing on a map of all the food pantries in those areas and the hours that they're operating when food distribution is happening. So check that link out if you're in that area. If you're east of I-75 in Northern Michigan, we also have a link down here below that is to the food pantries around that area of the state. Now, this is a list that is of all the food pantries in Michigan, but it includes all of those eastern northern food pantries as part of those lists. So if you're in those areas, check out those links and make sure you check to make sure that those food pantries are still offering service, because some of them have been closed. So always make sure that you check on that ahead of time. Steve, what about West Michigan?
West Michigan, we have the West Michigan Veteran Assistance Pantry update is currently closed due to COVID-19. You can still use their contact page in order to pursue financial assistance or food assistance needs during this time. And all of these links are going to be included below. We also have a list of West Michigan food pantries that are going to remain open and where they can be found and the times that they're going to be open and how they distribute. And this is a general statewide update for Michigan. Effective immediately, there's going to be no limit on the earning double up food bucks. So the previous $20 a day limit is now removed to better serve people who are trying to access food. And in transportation to grocery stores, essential services, or other medical appointments or pharmacies, Hope Network is a great resource to use if you do not have transportation. And they can be reached by contacting their direct contact number. And lastly, we're going to include a list of West Michigan restaurants that are still providing takeout food as an additional resource for folks here. And Kai has the Eastern Michigan food resources updates.
All right, thanks, Stephen. Yes, the Food Bank of East Michigan, if you go to fbem.org, they have updates based on the COVID-19 resource page. They update all the closures and openings, churches and pantries. Some have been affected because of COVID-19. And so there's a list of all the churches that are, or pantries that are not operating at this point. If you have access to iOS or Google app, you can check out the Got Food app, and then you can enter your information, and that way you'll be able to find food sources near to you. The state of Michigan's 211 webpage provides tons of resources as well, and residents can just enter their zip code and find the closest resources closest to them. There are calendars that schedule mass and mobile food distributions. YMCAs have lots going on, so please check the app, and before you go to a place that you might have frequented before, call ahead just to ensure that it's open. One other thing I'd like to add is the Meetup and Eat Up map has been updated, and it shows where school-age children can get free lunches. So we'll put a link to that so that you can click it and see where you can get free lunches for your children.
So we're going to wrap it up by saying thank you for your service. You know, we as the Veterans Outreach Team at MSU Extension recognize the sacrifices that you and your family have made, and it's our real honor to be able to serve you by providing resources and access to resources anytime, but particularly during these tough times. So we want to say thank you for all of that. Thank you for your service and to your country and to our communities. We also encourage you to check out our new Facebook page for MSU Veterans Outreach, and you'll see that link below here. Feel free to go to that page for updates. We are constantly posting things on there as they change. So things like how is SNAP being affected by the coronavirus, all sorts of resources that are available to you as a veteran and your family. So stay up to date with our things there. And we're going to leave you today with our contact information on this last screen. Always feel free to be able to reach out to us if you are in need, no matter what that need is as a veteran, whether it's something that we can provide you services with or not. We generally know the folks who can provide those services if we cannot. So always feel free to reach out to us. And again, thank you for joining us today. We wish you the best and keep your family and yourself safe.